Hi everyone, Scorp here, going over a deck profile today for rocks. This is probably close to what I would play if I was asked to play a rock deck. It's not all rocks. There's eye armors and green kappas. If you want to not use those, go more towards a female version with mystical sand. And throw in more and use females and level 4 plus females. And then you can get like 9 of them pretty easily. I did this, I only used the 6 dragons. They're level 3 that fuse into Stone D, so that I didn't have summoning power issues. So that's the reason that I went with this type of deck, or this type over females, although females are pretty I tested them out and I almost just went with a female version of this deck. It is only 100 extra attack power and it is less defense, so like this is better for if you throw this thing in defense. It's pretty good. So the fusion for Stone D is a 1200 plus dragon, plus any rock, so that's a nice easy fusion to do. You can do it really easily with these dragons. Starting off, we have the leader abilities, which if you just watch my playthrough of rocks, you'll know what these are. Extended support range, increased strength for same type friendlies, typical stuff. The weird one out here is improved resistance for same type friendlies. Basically, it makes it so that all of your rocks are basically invulnerable to all spells and traps that your opponent plays, which is absolutely ridiculous. It also causes White Hole to miss timing, I believe, so that's another fun thing that thing does. And then destroy specific enemy type, I'm pretty sure it's fish, but nobody uses fish against you, so I have no idea. If that fish deck that I made ever starts running around, you could counter it with rocks, I guess. I think that would be I think both of these decks would be like a C or D tier deck, so I'm not taking this thing at the highest of hopes, but you can definitely mess with your opponent with this deck. So getting going, 3 baby dragons, 3 twin-headed behemoths. These are fusion fodder. Green kappas and eye armors. Only 2 green kappas, 3 eye armors. Basically just something that isn't a rock. So if your opponent's playing Beast Warriors and has a bunch of Senj engines, you're not just having to deal with 900 extra damage the whole time. That's the main reason that I have these in here. They're also nice for just getting over stuff. Single card that's really good is just good usually, so I really like having them in here. If you put in 3 more fusion material in their place, you're gonna actively not make yourself have any more threats, and some of these rocks actually have good specials you want to use. Speaking of, we got to Ancient Jar. 3 of these. We're going to have a couple more spellbinding cards than usual, and I would highly recommend, if you're going the female version, get one of the level 4 female that spellbinds your opponent for 1 turn when it flips face up, just so you can synergize it with Ancient Jar. As one of your fusion fodders for that deck. Then this thing basically, it turns any trap or monster effect or anything that spellbinds your opponent's card for 1 turn into a permanent spellbind. Be careful if you're against fire decks. This card will make it so that your creatures get permanently spellbound every time that they get attacked or attack. Not great, but it's pretty rare, so definitely be careful with this card, but this card is probably the best card in rocks by a very, very large margin. This card makes its own deck by itself, and just putting it in the deck makes you build the deck differently. Dissolver Rock, I just have one of these in here. This is fusion fodder, but also if there's mountain terrain, you can flip this thing and destroy everything on the mountain terrain, which sometimes that's really nice. So it's in here. Barrel Rock, anyone hate Labyrinth Terrain? I know I do, so this gets rid of it. 3 Mocha Mochas. So these are your late game powerhouses, early game the fusion fodder. But late game, you just flip one of these and they're just stronger than your high armors and green kappas. So yeah, really, really disgusting. Yeah, these things are way too strong and should probably be 50 deck cost. Pot the Trick. This deals with the spellbinding, so if your stuff got spellbound and your opponent's got spellbound and it's all permanently spellbound, this will release yours, which is nice. But mostly it's just here for fusion fodder. It has a decent effect though, so that's why I picked it over some of the other stuff that you can. Because there's a whole bunch of other stuff like morphine jars and other things that are all just equally good fusion fodder. 3 Wastelands, need to change the field. Soul of the Pure, some healing, Horn of Light, and Spring of Rebirth. All of these work on Stone D. I have a Riryoku in here because this deck came out at like 700 deck cost, and I figured I should up that a little bit. Next up, because we have Ancient Jar, triple Mesmeric Control, triple Infinite Dismissal, and then of course a Goblin Fan because it deals with burn decks. But this is 6 basically infinite spellbinds for your opponent's cards, which is just absolutely disgusting. It's probably how you should deal with Jiraigamos and that kind of problem. So, deck intro over. Let's see here. We'll go after the person that has Senjinjin first. He probably won't ever play it, but, you know, he played it against me in the Rock playthrough, so maybe he'll play it on us. Let's see here. I don't have Ancient Jar yet, so I'm just getting rid of that. Show off the fusion. This guy is probably going to play something that will beat that. We have drawn a ton of green kappas and eye armors, so we'll just go ahead and utilize the fact that we drew a bunch of them. I put that right outside of his leader range, so of course his creature was weaker after it got past. I think he just played a Mirror Force here. We will face up defense the Ancient Jar. Nope, that is not a Mirror Force, so he is dead. I could juice this more, I don't need to. It's just more than enough to kill. This deck's gonna be pretty obnoxious for you to counter, mostly because of the increased resistance for same type friendlies. That's a really annoying status that you have to, or immunity you have to deal with if you're going against this deck. So you're gonna basically just have to be beating over all of the rock creatures, which that can be kind of difficult, so... So I usually don't have problems with allergies, but this year is pretty brutal. I'm just gonna throw Wasteland down. Move up first to make sure that you have immunity to enemy spell and traps before you do this attack. Oh, well, that's a shame. That'll be free shortly anyways, so I'm not gonna bother with this card. Oh my. I'm probably just going to use my Wasteland on top of the Infinite Dismissal. Because he just did that, I can move it forward. Because he went to the right side over here. Now, I can just utilize Ancient Jar here in face-up defense. So this will never get to move again. We'll just double equip this and go through them next turn. since his AI is broken anyways, it's not like it's gonna matter much. No matter what that is, it doesn't matter because I have a trap next to my creature. Oh, that's annoying. So Eye Armor here is just more damage than, it's just good, so use that first. Muka Muka will come later. This is probably the most annoying person to play with a Ancient Jar in your deck, so... If only his deck actually had a whole bunch of spellcasters that had flip stuns. I know that would just break his AI horribly, but it would be better. It would also be horrendously annoying to play against. Let's see here. So he probably just played a Red Eyes. He could have played a Trihorned. Or a Serpent Night Dragon, I guess. We'll change over the field so that when we play rocks, we can take advantage of the field. Ooh, that's gonna suck. Oh, actually it doesn't matter. So our deck doesn't ever need more than 3 summoning power. Or most of the time it shouldn't. So him using summoning power, or taking away all of our summoning power, doesn't really matter to me. I'm honestly shocked that I haven't drawn a single rock yet. There we go. Oh. Goodbye. I would prefer to play this first, so that Red Eyes can never move. So I have lethal right now. I'm just not going to kill him that way, though. I'm gonna let him kill himself. If anything, that just showed that Riryoku's really broken. But permanently spellbinding the Red Eyes is pretty fun. The biggest problem this deck is going to ever see is somebody going really quick against it. Because if they go really fast against you, it's hard to get out your Ancient Jar and keep it alive. Let's see. Actually, we have a really good deck against Immortals. Both Muka Muka, Eye Armor, and Green Kappa, all three of them do incredibly well against this guy. Unfortunately, he has 3 copies of Royal Decree, so... Oh. Well, cool. We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this card. Oh. You Riryoku'd a card that sets its attack and defense. Okay. I'm not gonna be mad. Let's put Nokomoka down for later. Well, let's see if he's played Royal Decree already. Of course. So we're just gonna finish him this way. Not drawing what we need, but we're gonna get there regardless because our deck is that strong. Well, traps are useless, so I'll just use it to discard that. Let's see if this does... Oh, wow. I was hoping for lethal. I did not get lethal. And he played another Riryoku. Cool. I'll draw a dragon eventually. Or I won't. This duel's just over. Well, if we've learned anything, it's that Eye Armor and Green Cap are super overpowered in whatever deck you put them in. And this deck doesn't like to play against Royal Decree. But even then, doesn't matter, because this deck just has good options. That's really one of the key things that I like to do with my decks, and unfortunately it means that I like to put Green Kappas and Eye Armors in them, because they give you a bunch of really good options. Now, if you want to make this deck more consistent in terms of bringing out Stone Ds, just drop 3 Eye Armors and or 2 Green Kappas and an Eye Armor and put in some 1200 plus attack dragons. And then you have more Stone Ds, but you probably have decreased the power level of the deck. Well, Eye Armor is just going to kill whatever his first card is. Stone D, and it takes a Horn of Light for some reason. There's some horn joke here that I'm just not making. Ooh, Labyrinth Tank. That thing almost was strong enough. I'm only going to move one space so I don't leave my leader range. Also, if you really wanted to, you can also make your traps more expensive. More expensive traps are... some of them are really nasty, like Gravity Bind. Yeah. But we're winning super easily against basically everyone in the game. So, yeah. Let me know what you think. As I said, I tried several iterations of this deck to try to get something I liked. And this is kind of what I fell to. And I really like the Eye Armors and Green Kappas, even if it hurts the rock consistency. It just makes your overall consistency go way up. So, thanks everybody for watching, and have a nice day.